Happy Hour Pod. Shout out to you, Joe. I know that actually 2 of the 5 panelists on here right now are Laker fans. So I want to ask you both, Joe and Glasses Malone, what's up, my brother? What are y'all thoughts on the Lakers this year? I'll let one of y'all go first.
My thoughts on the Lakers this year. I'll go first. By the way, what's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Nice to probably meet you, Barber Chair Scott. And
nice to meet you, man.
Call that man Barber Chair Scott.
You as well, Glasses Loke. I've seen a lot of y'all's work. Anyways, Lakers this next season is gonna be I think it might be a rough start, honestly. They're gonna start the season off playing against some teams that might have more chemistry. And I think it's gonna take some time for LeBron and Russ to mesh. So I don't expect them to hit the ground running. Kind of similar to how when you saw Miami first got together, they struggled. They started off ripped off the gate, I think like 9-9 or 9-8, and they started to gather chemistry after that. I think you'll see a similar thing here. Just as far as these guys meshing and getting and learning where they like the ball and whatnot. But I really like the team this year. I really think the sky's the limit though. They can win the championship if everything goes right and they stay healthy. I think it's a heck of a team. They're trying to some shooters around the guys that they need to get shooters around. We'll see if AD plays the 5. That's another big question mark. If he plays the 5, oh my goodness, it's gonna get scary. But we just pretty much. I'm just excited for a huge season, championship or bust. By the way, like Melo said.
Yep, I agree. Glasses, what you think about the Lakers this year? I know you haven't been necessarily that high on the Lakers since LeBron has joined your squad. And they and literally, Glasses, we got a comment when the show first started. They said, oh, never mind. Somebody called. They said we got G Malone on here, and then somebody said that we got Scott and TPJ, the LeBron haters. So you've been known to not necessarily always be the biggest fan of LeBron and this Lakers team. What are your thoughts on this Lakers team, Glasses?
Is LeBron gonna play the 4?
I agree. It's LeBron gonna play the 4. That's a great question.
Is LeBron gonna play like he's been playing his whole career? Is he gonna finally play the 4 and allow to get the best version of Westbrook? That's what it's gonna come down to. If LeBron doesn't play the 4, it's gonna be a travesty.
I don't. He's not going to play that.
Are we gonna play LeBron in the 30 minutes? If not, it's gonna be a travesty. It's a couple things going in the year 19 that happens. For every NBA player, nobody's above it. If he plays the 4, we got a good chance. If LeBron's gonna play the 4, and we're gonna keep him at 30 minutes or under 30 minutes, you know what I mean? We have a good chance to compete for a championship. If not, it's gonna be a repeat of last year, like I told y'all around the same time last year.
So my question to you also, Glasses, I know a lot of people say that Russ and a lot of the haters, and I'm not going to necessarily call myself a hater because I think LeBron can play with anybody, and I think Russ is like D-Wade on steroids for LeBron because Russ is going to attack the rim and grab rebounds and much more aggressively than D-Wade and start the break. Like D-Wade I'm sorry, I love D-Wade. I'm a fan of D-Wade, but D-Wade didn't average 11 rebounds. He didn't average 11 rebounds while averaging 11 assists. He is going to be like a bat out of hell.
IQ away.
But Russ doesn't have a poor basketball IQ. He just can't shoot. He can't shoot.
I think
he's a career like 41% shooter. He can't shoot. He doesn't have a bad basketball IQ.
Which is why he's not even remotely close to Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne Wade should come on the show and see you and choke you for saying Dwayne Wade before
watch. You'll see. I bet you D Wade would agree with me.
No, he's not.
I bet you D Wade would agree with me.
Well, most great basketball players don't know anything about basketball, so that wouldn't be crazy. But the point I'm saying to you is
that's a good point.
I mean, they make the worst coaches. Listen, Dwayne Wade is an efficient scorer. He was an efficient scorer before LeBron James. He was an efficient scorer with LeBron James. He's a scoring guard. He knows how to put the ball in the hole at a high efficiency. That is not Russell Westbrook. That is a completely different thing.
I don't think the ball is going to be in Russ's hands as much this year.
This shit not going to work.
I don't know. I don't think I'm for real. I think LeBron is still going to be the primary playmaker. I think LeBron is still going to be the primary playmaker, and Russ is going to be the secondary playmaker. And if Russ is a secondary playmaker, when we get the rebound, run up court. Get easy layups and baskets in transition. Catch AD on the trail. Catch one of the shooters on the trail.
It's not the YMCA.
What do you mean? You got LeBron and Anthony Davis in the front court. They should be able to grab rebounds and literally outlet pass the ball up court.
How is LeBron in the front court if he's a playmaker? How is he in the front court?
Because what do you mean? He can still be the 4 and be a playmaker. He damn near have been the 4 and still been the team's primary playmaker.
No,
Only different
playing point guard for the past
4
like,
is
years.
Not really.
In LA, he's
On
been playing
offense,
full-on point guard.
offense, but I don't believe he needs to play the 4. I think he should still play the role of the point guard on offense. He's
gonna be
if Russ is the
combination.
primary ball handler on this team, it's gonna be chaos.
I would say this.
It has to be LeBron.
It needs to be.
And no, I don't want Russ spotting up. I only want Russ attacking the basket and trying to get foul or create layups or opportunities for other people. I'm not looking for him to shoot. That's the biggest problem for them.
That's a horrible idea. You're going to make Russell Westbrook the guy that he should play the way he's been playing his whole career. You're going to make him adjust. That is horrible.
He has to adjust. Every great player late in their career has to make some kind of adjustment. He has to make an adjustment.
You know who's late in their fucking career?
Huh?
You know who's late in their career?
Who?
The nigga that's going on year 20.
Okay, and he been adjusting every single year. He played point guard last year. He never played point guard before.
Yes,
he wasn't the point guard before. His rookie year, he wasn't the point guard before. Kyrie was the point guard. He wasn't the point guard. He was not the point guard.
Let's take away all these titles, right? Let's take away all the titles because I think it's confusing when you're 4. That's a specific place on the floor you have to play. That's not just something you just say because somebody is a big guy. It's because you're playing that positioning on the floor. LeBron James hasn't played in the front court. He played in the front court with Miami 2 years at best. True. He played right below the 3-point line. He's always played above the perimeter. So he's never played the 4 or the 5. And if you have him,
when they went small with AD the past couple years, what was LeBron playing then?
Point guard, basically. He was playing.
Then who was playing the 4? Who was the 4 then?
Listen, stop saying who's the 4.
No, I'm asking you a question. How he plays? What do you mean?
In the front court.
He was always positioned in the front court. Always. LeBron, like he said,
LeBron's always been positioned in the back court. His whole
in the front court.
No, backcourt. Let me position in the backcourt.
All right.
He's driving 30 feet his whole career. That's because he's playing in the backcourt.
All right, if y'all say so, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with y'all. So y'all can say it how y'all want to. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it.
I just say this. I think that Russ should be the main ball handler through the regular season in the first 3 quarters of the game in the playoffs. When the fourth quarter comes, let LeBron handle that shit because that's when Russ becomes Russ. And that's a problem that we've seen in the playoffs with Russ all the time. He is one of the top go-to-hell ball, leaders, and they cannot afford that with this roster. But more than anything, they got to stay healthy. It don't matter who the hell is running the team. If the power forward who's a Packer fan from Chicago who will not be named is not healthy, none of this matters. That's really what it comes down to.
You have to reduce the minutes. That's the problem when you get in the year 19 and 20.
That too.
That's why LeBron should be focused on scoring the ball this year, not making the decisions completely. You can't have him rolling 30 feet in year 19. He's too big and too old.
He's going to get hurt if you turn him into a scorer this year. Remember, I said that.
He won't get hurt because he has steps to score the ball.
All right.
He got hurt last year on some fluke stuff.
But also, to be fair, if
he should not be forced to be the scorer. You have Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis on your team. Why does LeBron need to be the
scorer than Russell Westbrook? Are you crazy?
Yeah, he definitely is.
What are you thinking?
He's also a better ball handler than Russell Westbrook.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. You just literally told me he's been playing it. Yes, he is. He's a better ball handler than Russell Westbrook, too. And he's a better passer than Russ.
He probably not that. No,
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No, he's a great passer, but he's not a better passer than Russell.
No, look. I think I don't know if Russ has the quote unquote vision LeBron has, but as far as when it comes to passing the ball, again, I watched a lot of Washington games last year. I think I even saw Russ in person. I think he's like I saw Russ in person once, and Washington was one of the teams that I watched a lot. He had Daniel Gafford looking like a fucking first round pick. Want to know why? Because Russ dimes big man up. Like Russ is great at driving in the paint, collapsing defense because he's coming so hard and dumping it all to his big man. That's how Steven Adams got $84 million while playing with Russell Westbrook. LeBron James, if LeBron James to me on this team, if look, I saw a proposed lineup, Anthony Davis, or no, I think I saw who Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Wayne Ellington, Russell Westbrook. That is terrible. It needs to be Anthony Davis, LeBron James, pick a forward, Wayne Ellington, and Russell Westbrook. You give Russ the ball. Also, if you give Russ the ball, Russ can absorb some of the contact away from LeBron and Anthony Davis, which is what you need.
Rolling 30 feet. You need LeBron. You don't need more than 22 points out of LeBron this year.
You shouldn't.
You don't.
So
need,
why y'all saying he need to be a scorer then? Why y'all saying he needs to score the ball then? He can get 22 in his sleep.
No, that's not. Again, rolling 30 feet, compromising a power forward and compromising a small forward is not how you do it. You need him to be able to score from the floor positioning of a forward. That's where you need him to score at. You need Russell driving. You need to be able to kick it to LeBron and AD and get buckets. But if you're depending on LeBron to keep rolling 30 feet, it's going to be a disaster.
That's going to be a disaster, what you're talking about. If Russ is just rolling to the rim and getting LeBron and AD shots, it's going to be a disaster. Remember,
why would that be a disaster?
Because they're not spot up shooters. They need the ball in their hands.
They don't have to shoot. And also those guys will get some of the easiest buckets that they ever
had in their life.
Like, bro, if Russell Westbrook is flying to the rim like a pistol, jumps in the air, jumping into people, hands the ball off to LeBron, that's a very easy layup. I've seen him do this multiple times with multiple big men who he has made look very good that aren't that good. And also, Russell Westbrook, when has he ever really played on a great team?
Okay, so he did go and that went to the finals.
That's it.
Let's not do this.
Let's
not do this. Let's not do this. He's been on more than a couple great teams, bro.
That's the only time.
He's been on another couple. We're not using that excuse, dog.
Listen, bro. The past 4 years, Russell Westbrook has not been on great teams or teams that have
Weren't
talent
you the one
level.
who said that the Rockets were going to the finals when he was with the Rockets?
I didn't say the finals. I did not say the finals. I did not say the finals. I said that I thought they could beat the Lakers. And also with that Rockets team, half of the reason was Russell Westbrook pre-COVID and after COVID wasn't the same person. He got hurt. And also, my point with that team was Russ had never had a team I felt that was built for him to succeed. He was always a secondary,
which I don't think you can win a championship.
Just say anything,
being a secondary player, bro.
You just be saying anything.
He has to be a secondary player for them to win a championship.
Never played on a great team. Come on, man.
I mean, outside of those OKC teams, to me, outside of the young teams, weren't really that great. The 16 team wasn't that great. You had Andre Roberson in a fucking backcourt with him. You know how bad of a backcourt that is?
You gotta stop.
How?
Bro. You gotta
That's a terrible
stop.
Backcourt.
Bro.
Am I lying?
They even saying in the chat. Stop wilding.
Am I lying?
You're wilding, G. So when they had PG, so when they no.
When they had PG, no.
When they had until PG tore his labrum, they was playing great. What are you talking about?
They were okay. They were okay.
So Russ been on bad teams his whole career.
All I'm saying,
you lying.
Listen, before we get to this, you can't lose LeBron James the same way you've been using LeBron. It's over. Every last great player rolls forward into the lineup. Every great player, he's not going to roll backwards. If you do, you're going to pay for it. You can't play him more than 30 minutes consistently, and you can't have him rolling 30 feet. It's going to be a disaster. You can't get 50% of Russell Westbrook. That's a disaster. He's not that kind of player. We've watched LeBron do this his whole career. Compromise players. He needs to compromise. It is year 20.
All right. So Russell Westbrook, right? I'm about to take a look at his career usage rating. His career usage rating. Hold on. I'm looking for it. Okay. Last year, his usage rating was 30.2. What's his usage rating going to be with the Lakers? It hasn't been lower than 30 since his second year in the league.
What was LeBron's usage rate last year?
Let me see. LeBron's usage rate last year was 31.9.
That is
LeBron,
over.
huh?
It should
That's
be
over
this year.
LeBron hasn't been under 31 since 2016, 2017 in Cleveland when he was at 30. And before that, he won below 30 since his second year in the league.
He needs to be around 28, 29. He needs to be less than 30 minutes.
The lesser player needs to take the lesser role, and that lesser player is Russell Westbrook.
Lesser is a general concept that doesn't make sense.
Nah, it's a real concept. We're not going to say Russ over LeBron.
Then what you trade for Russ for if you're not going to let him be Russ?
Huh?
Then what you trade for Russ for?
You can still let him be Russ, but he can't hold the ball like that, bro.
You can't 100%
He cannot hold the ball like that.
I didn't say every possession he need the ball. He gotta follow away. First of all, he has to go to the bench. Number one, he not gonna play 48 minutes. But if he on the court, let him be Russ.
You want Russell Westbrook to be Russell Westbrook on this team. If he's not, you're not gonna win.
Russ played 36 minutes a game last year. How many minutes he playing this year?
He could play more than LeBron James. They shouldn't be playing anywhere. Listen, Russell Westbrook is your workhorse. AD needs less minutes because of his injuries. LeBron needs less minutes because of his injuries and his age. It's time you actually have a workhorse in Russell Westbrook. Use your workhorse. Use him. Let him work. If you keep trying to play LeBron like you've been playing him, he's going to keep getting injured like he's been getting injured. Mileage on the body is different. You have a workhorse. Let him be the best version of himself you can get. You would need 100% of Russell Westbrook to win the title and 60% of LeBron and probably 90% of AD. But you need 100% of
LeBron to win the title.
That's not going to work because 100% of LeBron couldn't get out the first round last year. It's over.
All right.
It happens to every great player.
100% of LeBron. That wasn't 100%.
That wasn't 100%.
That wasn't 100%.
If we got 100% LeBron, they wouldn't have lost the Phoenix.
That wasn't 100%
He gave up
LeBron.
after game.
That is not. That is
That
over.
wasn't 100% LeBron. And also, when are you gonna get 90% AD? But hold on one second. Let's bring in homie Chris Kidd. Shout out Chris Kidd. Working with the team, HNB Media fan. What's good, Chris? How you doing today, man?
What's good, everybody? I'm good, man. How are you guys?
I'm good. Turn your mic down just a little bit for us.
You came here with that V103 voice, bro.
V103.
How's that, Thomas? A little
Yeah. That's much better. What's good, Chris? All right. So I know you always have opinions on LeBron. Who do you agree with? Me or Glasses? Who do you think needs to be the focal point of the offense for the Lakers this year? Between LeBron and Russ, because it won't be AD. It clearly won't be AD. I don't think you can rely on him.
To give LeBron a break for the first time in his career, outside of what he's been used to doing, it would be nice to see Russ take it. Let LeBron average 18 a game. What's wrong?
It's like he's 37, bro. Like you really trying to kill this man.
This is
37, bro. Like you trying to kill this man.
Yes.
He's still a top 5, top 10 player in the league. Russ is not. Russ is not a better player than him.
But that's not what you asked me, Thomas. You asked me when it comes to the game, who do you want to take over? I would rather have Russell Westbrook take the leadership role, let LeBron chill. I'm sure LeBron wants to play 82 games. And
he's not a top 5 or top 10 player anymore.
Well, I don't know if that's a debate, but my thing is,
let this man age, bro. He's not
LeBron's top 10 still.
LeBron is still top 10.
He's still top 10.
He's not top 3. He's like No, he's not. I don't know if he's actually.
He hasn't fallen off. What is he doing?
Nah, he's not.
What do you say that says?
Actually, speaking of that, I wanted to talk about this. Top 10 players headed into the season. Speaking of this, LeBron is still there.
It's
LeBron,
Kevin Durant.
KD is not better than LeBron right now to me.
Yes,